Hey, what's up everyone? PersNikity here. Welcome back to the Hellblade 100% hard difficulty Platinum Trophy walkthrough. This is the finale. We have made it into Helheim. We have made it to Hela's Sanctum. All we have to do is repair this bridge and we will be on our way to the final boss fight. This video here is going to have 4 Lorestones in it, and those will be the last 4 of the game. This video is also going to show the Platinum Trophy unlocking. If you want to see any of those things happen, you can find the timestamps in the description down below. Now, what's going to happen first and foremost is you're going to make your way along the path here. So you saw that I climbed the ladder. You're going to follow this wall. You're going to follow this path. You're going to come to a fork in the road, and you're going to take a right. And that's where the first Lorestone is going to be. So take the right, go up the stairs, and once you come to this room here, you'll see the Lorestone right in the center in plain view. 3 more to go.
I will fulfill my vow.
Alright, go ahead and take this spiral staircase as far up as you can. And our main objective here is to repair the bridge to Hela's Sanctum. So the bridge right now is broken. You have to stand in certain positions, and then you can focus the bridge back to a full piece. So you'll see what I mean by that. It's a mechanic that we've used numerous times in the game, so you'll know what I mean when you see it, but it's a little hard to explain with words. Point is, go ahead and follow this path all the way out to the balcony, and then if you look down at the bridge, you'll see that the pieces kind of align. So right here, all these pieces, if you stand in the right spot, they'll align. Go ahead and focus, and there you see the first gap in the bridge is now repaired. Now we're going to have to do that 2 more times. But we'll get to that when we get to it. The Lorestones are going to be kind of littered in between all of that. But first and foremost, once you make your way back, you're going to get ambushed in this room right here. So you're going to have to deal with a small fight. Yeah, the only thing about this room is that it's kind of small. But the enemy, the game doesn't throw too many enemies at you. Shouldn't be too much to worry about. And plus, if you've made it this far in the game, you're obviously capable of defending yourself. So you should be pretty good with the combat anyway. Now the good news is Senua is getting stronger. Her sword is stronger. It takes less hits to kill an enemy now. So what I'm going to basically be doing is I'm only going to be using strong attacks from here on out. And that's because with this sword, the strong attacks are a lot better. And like I said, it'll kill the enemies a lot faster. So why not just go ahead and always use strong attacks. Remember, for the shield enemies, you're going to want to melee them. That will stagger them backwards, and then you can use that opportunity to hit them. Now, right here, you're going to get ambushed by 4 enemies. You'll notice kind of that I was building up my focus meter the whole time, but I wasn't using it. That's because now that my focus meter is full, now I'm going to start using it when these 4 enemies ambush me, and I'm just going to go ahead and use as many heavy attacks as I can. Unfortunately, I was only able to kill 1 guy right there. But that's okay. Now I have more focus, so I'm going to go ahead and keep slicing and dicing. Now you just got to worry about the shaman enemy. Now remember, once you hurt the shaman enemy enough times, he'll throw the smoke bomb, and now you'll have to use focus again to be able to hurt him. So go ahead and do just that. And that should be it. Now you're going to see here there was a small glitch. Once you finish the fight, the door should open, but you see this door is still closed, and then all of a sudden, whoop, the door just disappeared. Really, there are some glitches in this game. Most of them don't really affect the game, like that one right there. It's not like the door stayed there. It's not like I was stuck. It's just a little funny. And then in the last video, there was a glitch during the Fenrir, not during the boss fight, but a little later on, or I mean before the boss fight. I did have a couple problems. Alright, but anyway, after that ambush, you're going to go ahead and return. If you remember, there was the fork in the road. Now you're going to take the left path instead of the right path, and you're going to make your way to the actual bridge. You're going to cross this beam here, and then go ahead and go up the stairs. There's going to be a short little cutscene, very short, like 20 seconds, and then we're going to get Lorestone number 2. Alright, so after that short little cutscene, go ahead and turn around. and then approach this gate, take a right, and that's where the second Lorestone is going to be. 2 more to go, and the trophy is yours. Alright, so what you're going to do, we have to finish repairing this bridge here. So go ahead and go up the stairs.
Or to warn so that they may avoid.
Go up these stairs.
That is our gift.
And now stand up on this balcony here, stand in between the 2 iron gates, and then you'll see that the second gap in the bridge is now able to be rebuilt. So there you go. Only 1 more of those to do. And what's going to happen now is we're going to have to backtrack a bit. Not a bit, but a little. Well, okay, a little bit. We're going to have to backtrack some. So with that second gap in the bridge repaired, go ahead and step onto the bridge. Now turn this way so that you're facing this wall over here, and you'll see that the more you slide over, a doorway will form. So go ahead and focus, and that doorway will now be accessible. And this is where the third Lorestone is going to be. So you have to go through here anyway to progress through the story. But once you have that door formed, go ahead and make your way inside. Take a right. Now once inside, take another right and go inside the jail cell, and you'll see the third Lorestone sitting there ready to be collected. Now from that position, we're actually going to go ahead and get the 4th and final Lorestone of the game, not just of the level, but of the entire game. And once you do that, you will get the Stories of the North trophy. And like I said, that's the only trophy that is not story related. So as soon as you get the Stories of the North trophy, the Platinum trophy is pretty much yours. All you have to do is beat the game. So you're going to come to this area here after crawling through that hole. Go ahead and climb the spiral staircase as high up as you can. Now once you get to the 3rd level, so this is the 2nd level right here, once you get to the 3rd level, there's going to be a door. You are going to have to go through that door eventually, but right now you're going to skip it. So right here, go ahead and pass the door. Look up to the left, and you can say hi to Bob here, hanging in his cage. He looks nice and comfortable. And keep climbing, and at the very top will be the 44th Lorestone. And yeah, there you go, guys. You will get the Stories of the North, or Stories from the North trophy, the only non-story related trophy in the game. So all you got to do here is beat the game, and the Platinum trophy is basically yours. Now you're going to go back down the stairs, go through that doorway that we just previously skipped, and once again, you're going to get ambushed. First, you're going to get ambushed by a heavy, so go ahead and kill him. Like I said in numerous videos, these guys are actually really easy to kill because they don't move as fast. So you're just going to load on the heavy attacks. You see here a second one is going to spawn, but luckily I was able to kill the first one. So now I only have to worry about one at a time. Just go ahead and roll, swing, hold, roll, swing, roll, swing, and it's really that simple. Now once the big guys are out of the way, a couple more soldiers are going to spawn, but these are just some kind of standard guys. And luckily there's no shaman guys. The shaman guys are my least favorite because they're the most aggressive type of enemy. So right there, that was a dumb mistake. I don't know why I focused on the shield guy when I should have focused on the sword guy. But now I'm going to use focus and a little strategy. Since the enemies are close together, your swings will actually hurt all of the enemies instead of just one. But then this guy had to spawn out of nowhere and get a cheap shot from behind. So normally, if you want a little piece of strategy, you can always save the shield guys for last. That's because, in my experience, they tend to be the least aggressive. They tend to, obviously they have shields, so they're a bit more defensive. So if you want to, at least based on my experience, I usually don't have a problem saving the shield guys for last. It really doesn't matter. In this part, it's just a bunch of standards, so you shouldn't have too much to worry about. Once you take care of that ambush, go ahead and look out here, and you can see that the final pieces of the bridge will form, so go ahead and focus those, and there you go. The bridge is now complete. There's going to be one fight on the bridge. It's a pretty big fight, and then we are going to officially enter Hela's Sanctum and take her on, or not really take her on, but take on her, what she throws at us. And then, yeah, so you'll notice this video is kind of long. It's like 40-something minutes. The gameplay actually ends at like 28 minutes. The game ends with like a 12-minute cutscene. So I just want to let you know that in case the long video is like deterring you from watching it. The video does end with a very long cutscene. So the actual gameplay is going to end at about 28-29 minutes in. But anyway, with the bridge now repaired, go ahead and make your way back to it. And like I said, as you begin to cross the bridge, you're going to have to deal with a rather large ambush, and that's going to be the last fight before the boss fight. So go ahead and just walk. Eventually the enemies will spawn. That was really cool. I've never seen that happen in the game. I guess if you run at the shield enemies, they'll actually like flip you over. I just thought that was really cool because I hadn't yet seen that in the game. But yeah, as far as strategy here, I read online that you can actually kick the enemies off the edge of the bridge. So if you align yourself properly, and if the enemy is standing near the edge, you can actually hit them off the edge and save yourself some time. I didn't really use that strategy. I felt like it was more trouble than it was worth, especially like I said, with how strong her sword is now. A couple heavy attacks should do the job. So if you want to try that, definitely go ahead. The biggest thing, and this is a strategy that just carries over all the time, the biggest thing is you don't want any enemies to get behind you. So you're going to notice that I roll around a lot to get the best vantage point that I can. And then also, you're going to want to pay attention to the voices in Senua's head. If an enemy does spawn behind you and you're not able to see it, the voices will typically tell you, like, look out behind you, and then you'll know that there's an enemy behind you. Sometimes it is a little flawed. Sometimes the voices will say that even if the enemy is only on the side and not actually behind you. So there was a couple times where I got really paranoid. I thought there was an enemy behind me, and it turns out there wasn't. But yeah, as far as general strategies, if you've made it this far in the game, you obviously know what you're doing with the combat. The only piece of advice I'm going to really give you is just heavy. Don't even bother with the quick attacks from this point. In my opinion, right when I said that, I did some quick attacks. But you'll see that I'm mostly doing heavy hits, and that's because what you want to do is do perfect blocks like that to build up your focus meter, and then follow up the perfect blocks with the heavy attacks. Now, anytime you get a shadow enemy, you're going to want to use focus to go ahead so that you're able to hit them. Again, you see how right there, when I turned around, there was now an enemy behind me. So that's why I kind of rolled backwards a bit so that now there are no enemies behind you. You always, anytime you kill an enemy, a new enemy is going to spawn. So you want to make sure you know where that enemy is spawning and roll around to get a good strategic position. That's the last thing you want. An enemy behind you is really hard to defend against. But I mean, you can see all I'm doing, just perfect block, focus, heavy attacks. And that's it. Nothing different. Nothing at all different here. And I think these are actually going to be the last two enemies to worry about. So I should have probably just used my focus meter because I have a full meter, but I think I was a little paranoid. I thought the fight was going to last longer than it did, so I didn't use that focus because I was saving it for an emergency. But there you go. So that is the bridge fight, and now you are one fight away from getting your platinum trophy and finishing the game, and that is the Hela boss fight. So go ahead and enter this chamber here. Make your way across the bridge, and you're going to come to that mirror in the center. So you're going to come to the mirror. That's going to trigger a short little 1-minute cutscene. And then after that, there's going to be like 10 seconds of gameplay. And then there's going to be a pretty long cutscene, like a 5-minute cutscene before the boss fight. And then, like I said, the boss fight's actually really short. The video ends with about a 12-minute cutscene. And that's why the video is about 40 minutes long. But yeah, go ahead and just make your way up to this mirror. And then, yeah, that'll trigger the short little cutscene.
If you don't want to die with me, then leave me alone.
I don't want to die. Please stop. 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 You'll never come back if you go there.
There is nothing to go back to.
We only have each other now. Don't abandon me.
Everyone suffers. They were right about me.
Listen to me, not them. They were afraid. Like children scared of the dark.
So was I.
They made up monsters to fill the void. That doesn't make them real.
They made them real.
No!
Follow your soul and let go of the Senua of old. For there lies your weakness, and the darkness will find it.
So now just go ahead and finish crossing the bridge, make your way to that portal at the end, and then that will trigger about a 5-minute cutscene, and then that will transition us straight into the Hela boss fight.
A noble warrior facing evil in search of victory and honor. Clear dividing lines. No. Oh, this place is not quite like that. It's as if it knows that true torment lies within.
The man
Memories you cannot defeat, cannot escape.
truth.
This is her hell.
Was a true coward, Senua. I was well traveled. I spoke both their tongue and ours. So they took me as a slave. I thought I could help to broker peace. Or at least stay their hands from slaughter. But under torture, I did no such thing. I led them to the treasures and slaves they sought. But I wasn't the only one. Another came to the Northmen willingly, offering a bargain, a man in black from your lands. And he was offered safe passage for his treason. In the end, Senua, it isn't the gods that cause us so much suffering, but those closest to us.
I'm here for Delia. Mother! Don't see me like this. No! Turn away, Senua! Turn away, Senua!
Do you see it, Senua? Do you see the darkness? Faces of fear and suffering.
You can see it.
I remember it clearly now.
She has nothing to fear anymore. The gods have saved your mother. Through my hand.
You killed her.
It is the will of the gods.
Fuck the gods! You did this to her! Why?
This is what happens when you listen to the voices of the underworld. They crawl into your soul and rot you from the inside. Defy the gods like your mother, and the darkness will come for you too. Do you understand, Senua?
I do understand. You cursed me with your own madness. I was just a child. You created this darkness! You created this darkness so you could hide behind it!
Only suffering brings salvation. It is the way of the gods.
It was all a lie. You are a lie! She didn't defy the gods.
Alright guys, here we go, the final fight of the game. You're just going to want to make your way towards Hela. There's going to be 2 platforms that we have to do fights on, and then that will be it. So go ahead and approach the first platform. Hela will knock you down, and then there's going to be a short little cutscene before we get into the actual fight.
You tortured her. You killed her.
Those rituals, the years of isolation, the pain that still haunts you. It was the only way to fight the curse within you.
You're a liar.
The darkness is exciting and it will destroy you.
You're a liar!
No, Senua. The darkness is here. You cannot wish it away. And it will watch as you draw your last dying gasp.
I won't let you kill me.
Alright, so here we go. This is the first part, this is the first stage of the fight. So, pretty standard here, nothing really to worry about. You're just going to be throwing some regular enemies, maybe a couple big guys. But the main part here is Senua is actually the strongest right here. Her adrenaline's up, she has the, she has the willpower. So you're going to see here, heavy attacks are way stronger here. They will kill the enemies very quickly, so you're going to want to always try to build up your focus meter. And then you see here, I'm just jumping from guy to guy. So heavy, 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 he's dead. Heavy, 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 he's dead. The heavy attack, I'm telling you, is just it's the choice here. It's the strongest attack. The focus meter actually lasts a little longer, I believe. So build it up as many times as you can, and then just follow through with heavies. It only takes about 3 or 4 heavy hits right now to kill an enemy, so that's a huge benefit. So you see right here, once again, heavy, heavy, he's dead, heavy, he's dead, heavy, heavy, he's dead. So that one only took 2. And now you're going to see there's a big guy. I'm just going to, still, same thing, just basically jump from enemy to enemy. Heavy as much as you possibly can, and it really is going to just kill a lot of guys here. The boss fight itself is really not that hard. Especially, at this point in the game, you should have the combat pretty well down, so you know what you're doing. You might take a couple hits like you saw, I just took one right there. That's okay. I'm okay with that. But like I said, you're just basically going to focus on using heavy here. You don't even have to use the hold down feature, so there's that stronger attack where you can hold down the heavy button and then it'll be even stronger. You don't even have to use that here. Just 1, 2, 3, boom. Once all the enemies are disposed of, you're going to face Hela, and as you approach her, this bridge is going to form. And the bridge will form as you walk across it, so make your way to the next platform. Once again, once you get there, Hela's going to knock you over. That's going to trigger a short little, maybe 1-minute cutscene, and then we will have our final piece of gameplay.
You're making a mistake searching for Dillion. The same mistake that killed him in the first place. I'm trying to save you from yourself. You still believe it is a lie? The plague of darkness, the butchering of Dillion by the Northmen. You saw it yourself.
was cursed. They believed you. I believed you.
Tell me, Senua, where is Dillian's soul if the darkness is alive? How you saved him?
He's here. I know he's here. Dillian, I know you're here. Hold on.
All right, guys, this is it. This is the end of the game. You're gonna be bombarded with the bosses that you've faced so far. So there's Cert, there's Valravn, and there is Fenrir. So you see here, it's gonna be randomized. I got Cert. Luckily, he's the easiest one in my opinion. Or actually, Fenrir is the easiest, but Cert's the second easiest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save my focus meter for Valravn. So you see here, the enemy just changed into Valravn, and I'm going to save my focus meter always for Valravn, because in my opinion, Valravn's the toughest. He's the fastest, and he has the most versatile moves. So build up your focus meter by dodging, and then anytime one of these guys forms into Valravn, that's when you're going to want to use your focus meter. But other than that, just keep on going with the heavy hits. And so you see right here, once again, he transformed into Valravn. I'm going to go ahead and use my focus and take him out. Now, eventually, one of them will die permanently, and then you can focus your efforts on the second one. So you see here, the second one now, he just transformed into Fenrir. We just fought Fenrir in the last video, so you should know exactly what to do. Go ahead and just use your focus meter. Heavy, 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 always heavy attacks. And there you go. Oh, never mind. I thought he was dead, but he's not. So he transformed back into Cert. Again, it's pretty randomized. But anyway, there you go. Once you take out those two, you're going to be able to finally approach Hela, and there's going to be one last fight. And this fight is really interesting because this is a fight you cannot win. You have to purposely die in this fight in order to beat the game. The way you know that is you'll hear the voices saying, like, give up, let go. So you're just gonna be bombarded here by like an infinite supply of enemies. I think it's kind of fun just to see how long you can last. For the sake of the walkthrough not lasting forever, I decided to eventually just give up. But I'm gonna run around for a bit and just kind of have fun and take out my anger on these enemies for all the crap they put me through in this game. You know, obviously there's no stress here because it's not that you can't die, it's that you have to die. So there's really no pressure. But that'll do it, guys. That'll do it. There's about 1 minute left of gameplay, and then, like I said, this video is going to end with a 12-minute cutscene, and that will be the end of the game. The Platinum Trophy will pop as soon as that cutscene starts. I want to thank you guys for watching the walkthrough. Feel free to leave your comments below letting me know what you thought of the game, what you thought of my walkthrough, and you know, specifically what you thought of my commentary. You know, I'm always eager to hear your critiques and whatnot. But yeah, this is Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, the game by Ninja Theory. Very good game. You know, like any game, it does have a couple flaws that I didn't care for, but that's not to say you won't enjoy the game. $30 made by Ninja Theory. Very fair price for the game, I think. So hats off to them for not overcharging and making this a $60 game. And yeah, guys, that will pretty much do it. This has been a really fun walkthrough. I really enjoyed playing this game. I almost didn't pick it up. I'm really glad I did, because even if it weren't for YouTube, this is just a fun game to play, and I definitely recommend people to give it a chance. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you get the chance. That is the end of Hellblade, and I will see you in the next walkthrough.
want me to believe? After all you've done to me? And to him? You're not a lie, but you're a liar! You crawled into me to confuse me and deceive me. But I know he's here. I know you have him. I'll give you my life. That's what you want, isn't it? My soul. Take it. I'll be a slave for you. I'll fight with you at Ragnarok. If you release him. But if you won't, you will have to kill me. Because I've got nothing left. No fear. No hate. No quest. Nothing. And you will have no power over me.
I learned the hard way to not be afraid of death, Senua. Because a life without loss is one without love. You turn your back on death, and all you can see is the shadow that it casts. The longer you hide from it, the longer the shadow grows until all you can see is darkness. When our time comes, we must look death in the eye and embrace it as a friend. Only then can we let go of our fear. And emerge from our darkness.
Never forget what it is like to see the world as a child, Senua. Every autumn leaf is like a work of art. Every rolling cloud a moving picture. Every day, a new story. We too emerge from this magic, like a wave from the ocean, only to return to the sea.
Goodbye, my love.
Do not mourn the waves, the leaves, and the clouds. Even in darkness, the wonder and the beauty of this world never leaves us. It is always there, waiting to be seen again.
Is that? Oh no. Oh. It's the rocks. The darkness is working. The darkness is working. Wait. 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 What is it? It feels. It's different. It feels. Is it okay?
This is where my story once began. And so it has to end here. Because I cannot see further than this.
Follow us. We have another story to tell.
My friend, go with her. This now will be your story.